I told you in my previous video that somebody watched my video and got $11,500 from the Pure International Peace Scholarship. So I spoke to my friend, my subscriber, and sought her permission that can I discuss her essay. I would read out her draft. I'm happy that it's a draft and not a final essay because we made some changes. As I read out this draft, I'll be showing you places where we made some changes and the expectations that these awarding bodies have of you. Okay, so there are 5 different sections. This is the first. If you are new to my channel, my name is Afakoma Apia, and on my channel, all what I do here is to share opportunities regarding scholarships, professional opportunities, anything that you need to know that can make your life better. I share it right here. If you think you are interested, this is the right place. For my new subscribers, I see you all. You are very welcome. The first thing I'll say even before we start reading is that scholarships are competitive. That means that all your statements should be convincing. Please use confident words, confident adjectives, and confident adverbs. Let's start reading. The first question that she got is, tell us about your history, personal or family background, 200 words max. This is how we started the essay. I'm a first generation student born into a family of 4. My father is a retired fisherman, and my mother is a small business owner who sells pre-owned clothes. I was raised to believe that engineering was not for women. It was a male-dominated profession, and it was assumed that male-like physical strength was a must, with less emphasis placed on mental agility. When I was younger, I never imagined studying engineering would be an option. This mentality changed in 2007 when the multinational oil and gas exploration company, Tullow, opened an office. You could see here that I wrote maybe in Accra, or Takoradi, Ghana, where I lived at the time. It's talking about the personal background, or in our time, they said autobiography. So this could be an incident or something that might have happened in your childhood, or something that might have been very peculiar to your family that changed the trajectory of your life, or that changed your career position. So this is my friend, she's an engineer. We spoke, we interacted via WhatsApp and via Gmail, and she told me about her background. So I got a picture of where she was coming from and how she heard about Tullow. Since I don't know her much, I was unsure the exact location this happened. That's why I put in there either Accra or Takoradi. And I told myself I would work for this company. And right here, I've put in that please be precise on the exact incident that happened when the company was opened, which might have influenced the decision. What was the special or peculiar thing? Did you encounter any female workers in your neighborhood? What changed? Because the mere existence of the company in Ghana is not convincing enough to make you decide to work there. You see, when we were working on the draft, we kept sharing ideas. So she'll bring it in, I'll make some corrections and give it back to her. So that's how come you see some of these comments within. And I think this comment is very important because I always emphasize on the fact that every statement that you are making whenever you are writing a scholarship essay must be convincing. Please leave no room for the awarding agency to think for you. You know, every statement should be confident and convincing. Every statement. So you telling us that they opened an oil and gas company in your neighborhood, so you want to be an engineer. If you are giving someone money because of that, really, do you think this sounds convincing? So think about it in your own case. Did anything or any particular incident happen in your childhood, or even looking at the career that you want to embark on? If it's health policy, if it's public administration, if it's economics, any program, what happened? Or because you just can't get up one day and say, oh, because I want to be rich, or I want to pursue a master's degree in business administration, something might have influenced you, because money alone cannot be a good influence. So think about the reason why you decided to go on this program that you want to pursue your master's in. Okay, let's continue. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, because if you subscribe, then more people hear about it, and if you engage, more people see my videos, and this family just keeps on growing bigger. My fascination with working on offshore sites and wearing protective gear led me to pursue a career in petroleum engineering. I saw that oil and gas products were an important part of our daily lives, and I was excited to be part of the process. I went on to study petroleum engineering at X in Ghana. I can't put the university that she attended for you to know, okay? So I put in X, at X in Ghana. So over here, she's mentioned the reason. She said that she was fascinated with the fact that they wore the protective gear, that kind of engineering uniform, in quotes. That's caught her attention. So what caught your attention to pursue that program? Please state it in your essay. I realized that I could thrive even in a men-dominated school department. I dedicated myself to my studies to grasp the concepts that were taught. And my motivation was to do well, not only for myself and my family, but to demonstrate to the other girls out there that their dreams were valid. Right from this point, our friend has just made us aware that a company opened, an oil and gas company opened in her vicinity. She found their uniforms fascinating. And then afterwards, she decided that she was going to pursue a career in engineering. So when she pursued a career, she realized that it's a male-dominated field, but she was doing very well. And what even motivated her the most was that beyond her doing well for herself and for her family, she thought about the other girls who could look up to her, or girls who were in her shoes some years ago, and how she could inspire them. So she had those girls in mind. And she's telling us right from the personal history or personal background section. Do we see what is going on here? So it's like she telling us a story, but these stories should not be lies, else you will struggle to make it coherent. These should be like factual things that have actually happened to you and have motivated you to take up this particular journey. Drilling engineering coursework grabbed my attention. It exposed me to design well and construction, well completion and stimulation, well formulation and loss circulation. My undergrad research focused on assessing the recycling of the waste automotive engine oil as a chemical feedstock in metal production. The work showed that sawdust and waste engine oil could reduce hematite to metal, can be used to replace coke partially or entirely in iron production, and recycled to reduce their negative environmental impact. It was a completely different experience for me because it required a lot of field work, which included a detailed design of sampling plans and a variety of instrumental analysis techniques in the mineral engineering department laboratory. Let's not forget that this is a scholarship. It means this is a fund for your academics. Right here from the background section, our friend has shown us that she's a scholar. It's not just about you having a first class or having a good or strong GPA for a second class upper. She's not just somebody who just wants a scholarship. She's passionate. So she's shown us and she's convincing us that for the classes that she took, she's mentioned some classes. So if the awarding agency or whoever is perusing this essay sees it, the person is convinced that this is a student who knows her stuff. The person knows what she's talking about. She's convincing us that because she's so passionate about it, she even did her thesis in it, and during her thesis, she went through this, she went through that. She's showing us that she knows her stuff. So when you're writing your essays, my sisters, because this is a female scholarship, please convince the board that you know your work, like whatever master's program that you want to undertake. Try and have a link with a job experience. Try and have a link with your undergrad coursework. Personally, when I was applying for my PO scholarship, like my main career goal apart from teaching is to be a health policy analyst. And I made it known in my essay that in my previous job as a TA, I had worked with a lecturer who taught public policy. I had also done some field work with University of Ghana and the University of York. It was a joint project. And I showed them that I was into data collection, and it also exposed me to community engagement and how to engage rural folks, interviews, and all of those stuff. So when you indicate these stuff, whoever is awarding you the scholarship is convinced that you're not just here to get the money or to tell them any story, but this is something that you have practiced, you know what you're talking about, and you know what you want to do. This personal and family background, please think about anything personal that has influenced or shaped your decision. Or in my time, it was named the autobiographical sketch. And I remember that at the start, I've lost most of my folders, okay? At the start of my essay, I wrote about how my mother struggled when she was giving birth to me. There's a story about a true story, how she almost lost her life due to hemorrhage. Hemorrhage is excessive bleeding that happens to pregnant women when they are delivering, and it's a major cause of maternal mortality worldwide. I used that story to tell my story about the story surrounding my birth. Has actually helped me to make career choices, choose programs, choose courses, and go on this particular route that I want to go on. So we all have individual stories. So before you start the essay, think about that inspiration, okay? Think about that personal thing that might have happened to you and that made you decide to take up this career. Yours could not be a personal best story. Yours could be a career choice. Probably you went to undertake an internship and something happened. Maybe something struck you. These people want to see that you are a motivated person. You are an intentional person, because the master's program is very tedious. So if you're not motivated, there should be something that is actually holding you together to pursue them. And the second part of the essay that we wrote was hobbies, interests, influences in life. So this section, and this also required 200 word marks. So this section, you have to talk about your hobbies, personal stuff. Probably you like reading. Personally, recently I've added video editing and vlogging and taking pictures and all of that to my hobbies, apart from reading that I had in my past. So you have to think about things that excite you and how these things have actually shaped your passion or influenced you to make a career choice. So let's see what our friend wrote. When I spoke to my friend, she told me that she liked reading and the book influenced her. And she also told me about how she grew up. So we drafted them in different ways. Let's look at the first side. The first side was, I grew up in a rural area in Accra, Ghana, a city characterized with a need for all individuals to strive for personal survival, regardless of age. In this community, many ventures and activities were always prioritized over education. And I told her that you can choose to ignore the first part and start the essay from this point just to keep it short. Remember, 200 words maximum. Because she had already told me about her storybook, I said, for me, a life-changing event was when I chanced on the book titled Education, The Key for the African Girl's Success, written by Oremi Femi, a Nigerian writer. Right from that moment, I understood that for me to truly change the circumstances of my family, I would have to take my books very seriously. I began excelling through independent learning and topping my class always. 6 years later, I found myself as a first-generation student. First-generation student means that in your family, you're the first person to enter into tertiary, which was true in the case of my friend. Please don't tell lies in your essay. Making a decision on the degree to study. Around that time, Talo opened a branch in my city. Conversations with some of the workers got me interested in engineering. Through these conversations, I realized the significance of engineering for the nation's development and expelled the myth that is solely for octogenarians. My friend put in this big English show that is solely for octogenarians. I think we changed it. I think so. My melancholic nature has made reading a hobby for me. Through reading, I became creative and realized that engineering would be the best place to bring these creative ideas to life. The COVID-19 stay-home period saw me finishing courses and training. This background and exposures have convinced me that hard work and self-discipline is the greatest ingredient needful in achieving all our dreams. This is a draft, so I'm not so sure this was what we finally submitted. But at least it gives you an idea that use your hobbies. Probably you love cooking and it's led you to take a career in food and nutrition. Whatever thing, probably you love talking about politics, so it led you to take a career in political science. So think about anything at all that might have shaped your interest into undertaking the master's degree that probably you like money so much, so you started your own startup business and it failed. That thing made you get an interest in finance, MBA, anything, okay? So think about the hobbies and how it influenced you. Let's move on to the next section. That is, what led you to this field of study, profession, or degree? Remember, the first part, you talk about your personal background and how it influenced you. And now, our friend will be telling us soon about what led to her field of study. So you two, my friends, my sisters, my ladies, please, what led to you deciding on that course? What was the motivation? Which incidents or which occurrences led to you deciding on this course? Our friend said, after my bachelor's graduation, I attended I can't mention the name, so I put a Z there. I attended the Z International Conference. At the conference, some critical issues confronting the drilling industry were discussed, which influenced my decision to pursue a master's degree in petroleum engineering after seeking advice and counseling. I also got the opportunity to meet Mr. X, so she met somebody, the operations manager at Y Company. He permitted me to visit the rig as the first female painter, or she said roastabout trainee. I don't know what that is. Leading to my employment as a trainee with the company. 3 years of working on the rig have exposed me to a variety of challenges, such as, so I put it there, please add like 3 top ones. While she was working there, whatever thing that she faced, she should talk about at least 3 in briefly. These pollutants I see each day, coupled with my academic knowledge and training received, have created a passion to urgently help protect the environment through research that would encourage environmentally friendly techniques for drilling and waste disposal. So she's told us what happened. she met somebody, she went for a conference, she's worked there, so she's seen the reality. Yours could be that you've seen the reality of youth employment, so you want to create a social policy issue. You've seen the reality of education, you want to get a master's degree in education for this. You've seen how children struggle to understand class, so you want to employ some modern technologies. You know, so I don't know about your situation, so please think about your own case and how you can use your own case to address the issue. So let's move on to the next one. It says, what excites you about this profession? Our friend says she wants to be a petroleum engineer, her long-term career goal. They're asking you, what excites you about it? Because you know that the job can get boring eventually, although you are motivated. So what will keep you at it? There are days that you won't feel like still keeping up with this job. So if you give you this money and fund your education, what will keep you going? So what makes you excited about teaching? What makes you excited about political science? Let's see what keeps our friend excited. She says, I'm extremely pleased to belong to a profession where I can protect water bodies through engineering while changing the lives of younger women. Obviously, our friend is very conscious about the lives of younger women. So she wants to do that alongside belonging to a profession that is environmentally friendly. She said she's extremely pleased. You know, so that kind of adjectives, adverbs, make use of them in your essays. Please use the adverbs and adjectives very well in your essays. Like I've been saying, be convincing, be confident, be convincing in your essay. And then she says, through this profession, many girls who would have been scared of venturing into engineering will be inspired by my work. She's telling you, if you are giving her a scholarship, she's telling you that this profession will enable her to be like an inspiration to other girls who want to go into engineering. There's that myth that engineering is a male-dominated field. So when girls see her, they'll be inspired to take up that career, and that makes her happy and excited to stay in this profession. She continues, thus creating a gender balance in the demographics of people who protect the environment. But she's telling us that she's happy that this profession will give her the chance to bring in more women just by virtue of her being a member. The fulfillment I have obtained in the past from working on smaller projects in this field gives me the hope of a successful career where I can conduct research projects designed to limit environmental damage caused by engineering works. She says in the past she's been fulfilled doing the same thing. She knows that going forward, as she takes on higher levels in her career, she'll be more fulfilled, and that makes her excited. Let's see the final question. It says that, upon graduation, how will you use your degree? Indicate both short-term and long-term goals. 150 words maximum. In this section, you talk about your long-term career goal. Probably your long-term career goal is for you to be, what should I say, education consultant. Or you think about it yourself, okay? Let's say 10 years from today, where do you see, or 20 years from today in your career, where do you see yourself? How do you intend getting there in the next 2 years? Maybe I'll take up some short training. I'll take up a role with this agency to help me do this and that, to help me towards that longer goal. If you have questions, always let me know. And my friend said, my long-term career goal is to establish an environmental health and safety consult to help in the protection of water bodies and eliminate water pollution in Ghana while providing expert advice in the same field. That is her long-term career goal. Okay, but this sounds big, like a whole consult. And then she said, provide expert advice. That's like for her to be an expert in the field, that will take a while. So that's like your long-term goal. So for the now, how can she get there? To train and gain more experience in the field, I would continue working with the Noble Baker. That's where our friend works. With the Noble Baker, upon graduation, in a more advanced position. I told her to put something there, show that she think would help her grow, okay? To gain lots of skills, such as which important skills would link to your long-term career goal, which role would help you get these skills. Think about it. So these skills will be essentially integral and crucial for the success of my consult. 5 years after this, I will establish my firm. That's a plan. Then the person giving you the scholarship knows that this person knows where she's going. She has a plan as to how she'll get there. Okay. So in a country which has only 8% of women in STEM, I'll mentor the younger girls who might have the fears and myths I had in the past. This would be done through yearly organization of boot camps, summer schools, skill training at the elementary to tertiary level to train women at all levels on the importance of STEM for national development. Some of these girls could train as interns in my organization. She said she would train younger girls in their future. She didn't just leave it there. So whenever you state that I want to do this in your essay, how? What is there? Give us the picture. Wait, how is it going to be done? Is it just like, I want to do this? Oh, nice idea. No, this is a scholarship and it is competitive. Although they've given it to 200 women, you have to also come in as a strong contender. Like I said, our friend got 11,500. The highest you can get is 12,500. So she got 11,500, which was really good, you know. So think about it. And then in your own case, what do you want to do? What is your personal story? What are your hobbies? What has influenced you? What happened? What keeps you excited about the program that you want to undertake? Okay. And then draft something. If you have any questions, like always, please don't forget to leave some questions in the comment section, and please like this video and let me know what you think about it. And if you want to send me your essay personally, I'll give you my email address so you can just contact me. Thank you for watching. Bye.